Hi, this is Chris Georges with TrafficLabs.com. This is a continuation on my review of the GlobalSat GG100 GPS data logger and USB receiver. Right now, I just want to go over some of the software that comes with the device, and and the software that's necessary for the use of the device, both for the settings and for getting things on and off. When you receive the software, you're going to want to go ahead and go to the website and go ahead and get the latest drivers. And here we can go to our products. When you go down to other GPS, here you have your GG100. There's a lot more explanation on the product than my review I'm putting here on YouTube. So go ahead and visit the site, globalsat.com. But you do want to go here to download and go ahead and get your latest drivers, USB drivers to download, so you can connect this to your PC or your Mac. And also, the other important thing that's indispensable is this data logger PC utility tool. You're going to need that tool to adjust some settings. Here's the TrueTraffic website, and again, this is the reason I got this device, is because I do use TrueTraffic's GPS features on there. If you were actually to go to ordering information, you can see at the bottom of the order form that Greg has gone ahead and included these GPS receivers because users have requested a solution that not only includes the software but includes GPS receivers. Because I can even remember, as a longtime user of TrueTraffic, it was always hard to know what's the best receiver to use, what's a receiver that Greg Bullock will help me troubleshoot if I have any problems with it, and just compatibility. So this US GlobalSat is a receiver he obviously likes because he's selling it. So I've went ahead and I've already connected the first question the GlobalSat data logger PC utility is going to ask you is what COM port is your USB device connected to? Is it COM1, COM2, or COM3? Just by looking at it, I know it's a prolific USB to serial device, so I know we're using COM3 as the software has kind of auto-detected what COM ports are available. Another way for me to check this out is if I go down to Start and I go to Control Panel. I always click on Hardware and Sounds. I'm sure there's another way to get to the Device Manager. I click on the Device Manager, I come over here to my ports, and here again, here's COM1, COM2, and COM3 is this prolific USB to serial communications port. So I know we're using COM3. The baud rate comes in by default at 11.5200. Now what I'm going to want to do is, if I come over here to File and Preferences, it's here where I can add some settings about to show the speed and the time, or auto detect COM port, which I have checked, which helped me find out what COM port I was using, and just what are the default directories of when I export files, GPS data files, where they're going to go to. I can change these if in my workflow I want them to go to a different spot than these defaults. These defaults work fine though. Configuration under settings, and this is a screen which no other software will give you access to, so you really need to install the GlobalSat data logger PC utility software on your machine, as you're going to want to change these. Here you can tell the software or the USB device, when you're logging, do you want me to log the position only, the position with the speed, and the position with the speed or the altitude. The speed portion of this is crucial to TrueTraffic and to the data you'll be collecting I recommend the second position. Now, true traffic will do fine if it only collects the latitude and longitude and the time. And you would know that with the latitude and longitude and the time, with distance and time, I could figure out the speed, as that's a characteristic of distance and time between points. Although something will happen if you do not have the speed. If you're not collecting the speed with the device, you'll find that you're kind of one step behind. You're kind of you'll look at point 1 and look at point 2, and then you'll kind of have to backwards calculate what was the speed. Instead of knowing the speed at point 1 and knowing the speed at point 2, you kind of get a shadow of the speed rather than the actual speed itself. So it really doesn't cost you anything. So I'd recommend when using this device as a data logging device to go ahead and do the position, the time, the date, and the speed. Now you don't need to do the altitude. Well, I haven't found a situation where the altitude was important, so I just usually keep it on position, time, date, and speed. Now it's down here that these are the settings you're going to want to change. You remember I showed you that there's 3 different settings on your little on the global sat. You can say, how do you want me to record the data? Interval A, interval B, or interval C. Like I said, the defaults are pretty generous, and their time requirements are how often they record a point. Since I'll be using these for delay studies, and I'm going to want all the data I can get, I went ahead and changed these to that my mode A collects a point every second, my mode B collects a point every 2 seconds, which is kind of my upper threshold for points. I wouldn't really go anything beyond mode B. But if I'm really needing to conserve space, and I can deal with the lack of quality in my points, I'll go with the mode C, which records a point every 5 seconds. Other important things, the device here in the device configurations window will tell you how much memory you've used. I kind of played around with it for about 3 or 4 hours the other day, and with that, turning the device on and off, staying in the same spot and traveling down a road, my memory is only at 15% right now. So you can see you have a pretty good, with those 60,000 points, you have a pretty big storage spot. I haven't messed with these other fields yet, but you may find it useful if you need to save some space to go ahead and stop collecting points if the speed falls below a certain threshold, or if the device goes outside a selected radius. Again, I prefer to have as much data as possible, so I'm not going to have those things checked. Let me hit OK. You get a little dialog box telling you that yes, the configurations are in there, and it recommends that you restart things. You restart the device and the program for these settings to take effect. I really haven't changed anything yet, so I'm just going to hit OK. So rather than go through all the buttons, I'm just going to tell you what my workflow is. I'll take the device out into the field with the video camera. No PC, no laptop, nothing else, just those 2. I come back to my office. I'll upload the video, and now I need to upload the points. The way to do that is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to track record and load track points. Again, you get a little dialog box saying it read all the data. Click OK. And here's all the data I've collected. You can see it started on 216. I did some stuff on 217. And all these are all kind of every time I turn the device on or off throughout the day. This is what came from it. Let's go and just do the first half of the day on 217. Just want to let you know you can click select all and you'll get everything. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of parse the data a little bit and not load all the points. So like I said, let's go here to 217. And let's just go ahead and grab everything from 11:30 to about 12 o'clock.